stepped on a landmine and nearly his leg off. Deep.
How did this survive all of this though?
Cocaine's
Wounded,
drive,
the man
bro.
got back up.
SXY. And today we got the most painful World War II deaths ever. Off rip, I know mustard gas is on there. Could you press the alt button, please?
Is that crazy to ask? And I know it sounds redundant.
That sounds stupid.
But they're parallel.
No.
I think there actually might be ketchup gas. It wouldn't be the craziest thing.
That's not real.
Well, we're gonna
Watching
find out.
before work, hurry up. I can't fast forward. This isn't YouTube. How's your day been, bro?
You really want to get into it, bro?
No, not really.
Village of Stonne, as a German column of about 50 soldiers.
Bro, that camera looks so much better, right? Bro, I was crashing yesterday, bro.
Moved along the narrow road. Their rifles were slung, and they marched in with confidence certain the French had fled. You see, the two forces...
I would be certain the French had fled too, bro. They be always surrendering, bro.
No cap.
That's like all they're known for.
Had been battling all day for control of the tight, narrow village, but the German weren't too concerned of the French, as they were typically seen as easy to defeat, and the Germans had reinforcements coming in.
Right.
The 50 troops began to clear out the village, effectively covering the area in smoke and soot, making it extremely difficult to see. But just as the men were beginning to relax, that's when the smoke finally began to clear, revealing a 31-ton steel beast. Barely.
Because if I run up on a French big gun on my hip, you know I'ma whack that. I'll really chase up the money. Killing French for money ain't easy, because you know how getting a bag get.
How easy a bag get. Okay, I see where you at, but I'm far though. Like, I'm the type to drive by the body. All they seen was escargot. Escargot.
Escargot. Stanley pull up. Nigga, you know you're dead. I really feel like ain't off the way. I'll really gas German. German. Usually it's me that leaves the room. Like this is awkward. This is what it's like to be Stanley. What does he usually do? Like, what does he usually do? Like, he just like walk around.
Apologize.
I stand on all 10. Oh wow, this is kind of fun. It's kind of fun to be. So this is what it's like. This is what. Hey. I run over innocent animals on the road. Oh, this is what it's like?
What does it even count to be an innocent animal? How do we even know that? If I kill a bird, is that innocent?
Wait, can I be Stanley?
Yeah, let's switch.
Ooh. Wait, that's just kind of fun.
Are you done, bro?
No, yeah.
even a couple meters away. The German soldiers froze, because most men at the time had never actually seen or dealt with a tank face to face. And to add to their trouble, their anti-tank weaponry wasn't even set up yet. The men began panicking and tried to run away. But
that's a body. That's a body.
How is that a body?
No, cause like, you gotta listen to me though. He said, tank. What do tanks leave? Tracks. What goes on tracks? Trains. She was getting a train ran on her. And that's all I'm saying. I really feel like that's a body.
These are real people. People died, and you're making jokes. This is a real person. Listen. Right here. These are people. Tighten up, bro.
God!
anti-tank weaponry wasn't even set up yet. The men began panicking and tried to run away.
What's going on, bro?
No, yeah.
You good, bro?
Yeah, no. Yo, wait, I'm that much of a downer?
No.
Yo, wait, how was it? I feel like I was 10 out of 10, bro.
I feel like you did fantastic.
I feel like
you did great. I feel like you did great.
I don't like that I know a person this much.
Okay, the acting's done. Okay.
See, I felt bad for being a downer for a little bit, then I remembered how annoying you are. So actually, never mind. Never mind. Now kiss. Okay.
What the heck?
All right, bro. All right, bro. No, you gotta understand the role that each plays, right? Because if I let you do what you do, the reacts will be 40 minutes long.
What?
So I gotta
max.
I have to mediate and keep the shit going, but I can't be too much of a downer because then the reaction ain't gonna be entertaining.
So you're saying I gotta be less Stanley so you can be more Yo-Yo?
No, I'm saying that's where you come in, right? Because on the other side, if I'm just constantly closing off your bits and keeping it going, it's not gonna be entertaining. You come in with the bit and give me the opportunity to go off the bit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the duo shit works.
And that's why it's SXY. Because when we together, we multiply each other's stuff. I didn't know what it ended.
That was calm. That was calm. That was calm. Multiply X. No, that was totally calm. 7 minutes.
I should let you have my onesie.
I'm not fitting in that.
But the only issue was that the village was a very, very narrow road. Backed between their own defenses and the slowly moving tank, many of the men slipped on gravel and each other, falling in the road's ditches. And as you could guess, the tank didn't stop. It crawled forward through the chaos, crushing weapons, bodies, and helmets beneath 30 tons of armor. Screams
I spilled my soda.
Like soda.
and grinding metal merged into one
Isn't there a song about that?
That's Lil Yachty, bro.
long, terrible noise. When it finally passed, the road behind was painted red and silent.
Why didn't they just...
The Germans who had witnessed
I
the
know
event
it's gonna sound dumb. Why didn't they just move out the way? What did I miss?
I think they tripped. I think like they tripped.
The whole time?
I couldn't. I couldn't tell.
How
you.
fast
in
is it
horror.
taking?
Not very. I would think.
and that single French tank went on to destroy 2 other enemy German tanks and reoccupy the town's control. Breaking Bad. The man's team was completely ambushed by the Soviets. The men ducked and dodged gunfire as they skied through heavy snow as fast as they possibly could. You see, just moments earlier, this man was leading his squad to prepare an assault against an unsuspecting Soviet skiing group. But little did he know that 2 Soviet platoons were planning an even bigger ambush on him and his team. The group would ski non-stop.
I just want y'all to know, Volkswagen, who owns Porsche, producing. No, yeah, I know. Porsche, like all the. Yep.
For nearly 2 days in order to escape the Russians. But even at that, their enemies were still on their tail. Cold, starving, and completely exhausted, the soldier became sluggish and began falling behind in speed with his team.
Okay.
In that moment of despair, the man remembered that he had a pack of, the things that these guys make. All
Is that a good source of pre?
I don't think this is where you want to use that.
No. I don't.
Tripping out right here is not, this is where stories of the abominable snowman has to come from.
Yeah.
Like, people are taking Breaking Bad substances
You know what I'm saying?
on a mountain, and then you get stories like Bigfoot back.
You know what the last show I saw this substance was in? Snowfall.
Come on, hit me with it.
Because Snowfall.
Oh, because then they're in snow.
That was it. That was the joke.
I thought you were going to act it out. You watch Snowfall?
I just wanted to. Yo, I look stupid.
What? Oh, well.
Yeah.
And it looked like meat, too, a little bit.
Why is your shirt? I spilled my soda.
stuffed inside of his
Please
pocket.
change.
The man tried to take just one, but due to his big mittens and violently shaking hands, he decided that it'd be easier to consume
To dump the whole thing in his mouth?
the entire container.
Oh!
Instantly, a surge of energy overcame the man. He
Right.
was no longer cold, hungry, or tired.
Right.
He began skiing like a literal lunatic. Then he blacked out. Horrifyingly enough, even though the man was completely unconscious, he still kept skiing. The man woke up in the middle of nowhere with no food, weapons, or supplies.
Wow.
And he also realized that he accidentally left his team behind. He kept skiing, eventually stumbling across the camp of enemies he and his team were literally running away from.
Wow.
Instead of avoiding them, the man was mad.
went
He
back?
didn't care, and he skied right through the middle of the enemy's camp with some of the Russian soldiers, even making room for him, and he kept skiing without food, shelter, or teammates for 7 days. Eventually, in his deluded state, the man found his team's camp. He stepped inside searching for help and warmth, and that's when he'd hear a click. In an instant, the man's vision went white. He had stepped on a landmine and nearly
Oh!
his leg off. Deeply
How did this nigga survive all of this, though?
Cocaine is hell of a
wounded, the
drug,
man
bro.
got back up and
That don't
attempted
gave
to
him
go inside
crackhead endurance.
one of the base cabins. But when he opened the door, he'd be welcomed to another untimely surprise. The man's body would be left to freeze in the snow for days. But to the utter shock of Sol,
What? He's still alive?
He got slimed by his own team. Like, the people he was trying to run from didn't even get him. His own friendly fire is what got him.
Soldiers that stumbled across him, he was still alive. They brought him back to camp and found that he survived a Soviet ambush, stepping on 2 landmines and freezing alive in the snow. Most insanely, however, they discovered that he skied 250 miles in a week, and his heart rate was still jumping at an insane 200 beats per minute. Most battles in history are simply competitions of engineering, courage, and strategy. But luckily for you, you can experience that same test of power with today's sponsor.
Nice.
I'm back.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, that was like the greatest like campaign for like drugs.
Yeah.
If you were in the 1800s.
Stanley, I'm changing my shirt, bro.
It looks like meat. Yeah. The meat got bigger.
The Reptilian Incident. In the
Mark Zuckerberg is in this.
final year of World War
Amazing
II,
Spider-Man 2.
the British Army launched an assault on Ramree Island, a remote outpost off the coast of Burma. Their goal was simple. They needed to capture the island's airfield and drive out the Japanese garrison entrenched in its mangrove swamps. After a few days of fierce fighting, the Japanese lines finally broke, leaving nearly 1,000 soldiers stranded in the fetid marshlands. Surrounded and out of supplies, the remaining 1,000...
You think at any point this feels cool, or do you think it's just terrifying the whole way through?
It's horrifying. It's war.
You don't think there's even a third-person perspective where it's like, man, if I make it out of here, I'm cool as hell?
Oh, no, for sure. Like,
Okay.
if I ever made it out of war, like...
No. While you're in it, are you thinking about when you're out of it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I feel like that
Okay.
keeps you going. I feel
Yeah.
like... What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Japanese soldiers were left with no other option but to flee through the swamps under cover
You're right,
of darkness
KG, my fault.
so that they could retreat away. But what they didn't necessarily realize is that the mangroves of Ramree hid a huge reptilian nightmare.
Alligator! Oh,
Max, you only have 2 alligator fights in you.
Yeah. That's a great number. That's a great
You
number.
only got
You don't
2.
got 3.
You
You
don't
don't
got
have 3.
3.
No man has 3. That's not a bad deduction. That's not a bad deduction.
Come on now, I really be thinking about these things.
Beneath the waters of the marsh that the soldiers were trying to escape through waited an unbelievable amount of 20-foot saltwater crocodiles.
Crocs is not
20
alligators. It's not alligators.
As the soldiers moved
Oh,
through
at
the
night?
muddy water,
GGs,
the night
GGs.
silence broke out with chaos.
GG's.
British troops positioned along the perimeter later recalled hearing screams, splashes, and bursts of echoing throughout the swamp, followed by the guttural roars of the predators. Men were dragged into the deep waters of the swamp by the crocodiles. Heads were crushed by jaws. Some were torn to shreds, and others were swallowed whole by the beasts. When morning came, the swamp was silent. The British patrols found supplies half buried in mud,
It got autumn.
torn uniforms tangled in roots, and the heavy drag marks of massive reptilian tails. Out of the 1,000 Japanese soldiers who entered the swamp, only 20 came out alive.
980.
The massacre was so profound that many historians today still debate and argue with each other on the topic's validity because of its sheer insanity.
I don't think it was.
That's so crazy.
I don't think it was.
How
no,
croc
yeah.
infested does it have to be for
There's no
1,000
way.
people
There's no
perish?
way it was 980.
What?
Nah. Yeah, actually,
But only 20 people made it?
No, I can agree that only 20 people made it. But if I survived, I'll be like, it was 1,000 of us too. You know what I'm saying?
About 1,000.
Dig? You dig?
Yeah.
Many primary documents and witness reports from soldiers on the battlefield entail that most of the soldiers were in fact devoured by crocodiles.
Yes, I know that they got caught lacking for sure.
Are you part of the 20?
No.
Heads or tails?
I hate this game because my luck is terrible. Tails.
Flip a coin.
It's tails.
That never happens. That never happens. I got. You remember the atomic bomb?
I do. You died every.
My luck is horrible.
Nice.
Oh, yo,
I'm on
do
that.
him. Do him. He's
Oh,
tails.
okay.
He's tails.
Chat.
Tails.
Chat survived too.
The Wi-Fi? What's wrong with the Wi-Fi? It says fine right there.
It was.
We went 3 for 3.
We all surviving that bitch.
Oh, maybe it was only like 5.
Nonetheless, in just a few days, the entire army that entered the swamp completely disappeared. Hundreds of men were reported missing, and history was left to only speculate on what really happened in that dark marsh. The cannibal incident.
Good golly Jesus!
In 1941, a certain angry mustache man decided
You know what I added to my bag? What the Dickens. An old said it on Cyanide and Happiness. I with that. That shit was what the
You
Dickens.
fought with the Dickens specifically.
that it was finally time to invade the Soviet Union. He sought Leningrad, the birthplace of the USSR and its second largest city with a booming population of 3 million people.
And this is why I'm a downer. This is why. This is why. This is why I keep the reactions going. If I let him do this, the reaction would be 40 minutes. Look at this. Look at this. This is what he does. This is what he does.
Is crazy. I mean, technically, that's the proper way to do it, though. I mean, I don't really know.
The mustache man wasn't interested in just conquering the city. In his words, he wanted to obliterate it and wipe it off the face of the earth. However, after a couple of failed attempts to invade the city and destroy it, German generals decided to go with the original plan they were given.
Okay.
The starvation siege. Their forces swept from the south, while Finnish troops advanced from the north and closed around the city. Leningrad was officially encircled and trapped. For 872 days, they would be blocked off from water, food, supplies, and energy. The city was effectively cut off from the world, and more than 2 million civilians would be subjected to relentless plane bombings, artillery shelling, freezing temperatures, and worst of all, starvation.
Right.
As the days passed on, civilians were given ration cards so that they could eat half of a bread slice each day.
God!
Wow.
And to add to that, the bread wasn't really even food. Instead of being made with flour and sugar, the bread the people were given to eat was mainly made of sawdust and animal feed. Nonetheless, it was still considered as one of the most valuable food items in the city. People withered away into walking skeletons on the streets. They burned books and furniture for warmth and boiled leather belts for food. But it wasn't enough. Families would be left with no option but to eat wallpapers.
Oh, I see where this is going. I see where this is going. I see where this is going. I see where this is going.
Dirt, rodents, and even their own pets for survival. However, when that failed, starvation eventually broke the last barrier of human morality. On a freezing cold afternoon, a plumber at a packing plant was one of the first to commit the atrocity. He couldn't stand the state his sons and nieces were in, so when he found himself alone with his wife, he
Wow. Why not just a random?
attacked her. In silence and secrecy, he turned her into food, then later on showed up to his children and nieces and told them that he found a stray dog on the street and harvested it for its meat for them to feed on. The kids were delighted and they began feasting on the food with...
Ironically, the plot for Attack on Titan. Because you remember Ymir and like she had the founding titan, like and then he like split her up to the kids and then the only thing is they don't get like powers.
Without knowing the horrific truth that they were feasting on their own mother.
That's so
but surprisingly enough, majority of the starving citizens did not do this at all. A woman so skinny and weak would be mistaken as a corpse, and still, neither she or her husband wouldn't succumb to the same savagery. They clung to their dignity, and even though each day was a waking nightmare, the city of Leningrad refused to surrender to the Germans. After nearly 900 excruciating days of anguish,
that's 2 and some change.
Yeah.
The siege was finally shattered in January 1944. Over 1 million people had perished in the devastating atrocity. The woman and her husband both survived the event. But unfortunately for them, they would lose one of their sons to a disease during the siege. However, 7 years later, the married couple would go on to have another kid, and that kid's name would turn out to be Vladimir Putin. War is a horrible thing.
That was that? I didn't know you had an anime backstory?
And being a soldier is an excruciating task. But history is wonderful because it shows us how we as a species can do better in the present. Always show respect to those who are courageous enough to stand up and defend their loved ones. And as usual, have a happy day. With that being said, remember to check out...
That was one of his...
Happy day too, bro.
That was one of his least depressing ones.
Don't let him do it by himself, bro.
My knees, bro.
Man. Yeah, happy day too, bro. Just a little bit.
That's gonna be the video. Be sure to check out my stuff.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out Stanley's
Stanley's
stuff.
live, man.